Hello. All right, let's do this problem. Okay, perfect. Loading Nickelodeon. Oh dear. I'm in the hotel because the internet is really slow. All right. Q1. First, define a point that contains double data fields named x and y. Get methods. Second, define the circle 2D, which has the center, data field's radius to get method, no argument, a constructor, methods for the gets, and then a method that contains double x, a method that contains the circle 2D, and then the method that overlaps circle 2D. So here we go. Q1. So here we have our point. Places our point right here, constructs it, and then our two gets. We have our circle 2D class with our pointer center, which point center, and then a double radius. We make it then public. Then we have a get radius, or circle 2D equaling radius at 1, as he asked for, and then a circle 2D where we have our arguments, and then our center point, and then this radius. So when they construct it, boom. You have our point, get center, it'll get the point, and then we have our get for area, which is just pi, which is up here, defined, pi, and then get the perimeter as the pi times 2 radius. And then we have contains, which is the double x and double y. Then we have our distance, square root, minus the center of get x. And then we have the power of y center to x to get us the distance. And then if the distance is less than or equal to the radius, then it contains. Again, this is overlapping, but it uses, due to the different arguments, the computer's not going to complain. And then we have a circle 2D, and we have our distance here. And then if the absolute value of the radius plus that, get radius. So I think in here he said it to be 2D circle, but I just did 2D that. And 2D that, if you want me to go back and change it, I definitely can, but that's essentially what the circle, I think what he asked for is. And so you have that there, then go down here to it overlaps, then 2D that, the distance, and then you have the math for that. The distance is less than the radius plus that, get radius, which is whatever that circle is. Down here you call it. So we have a 2, 2, 5, which I believe is what's asked for. Get area, get perimeter, contains 3, contains, and then C out overlaps. So we'll do that. And there you go. Those print out true. So cool. I can make that prettier too, but I just figured short, sweet, looks good. Boom. And so that's Q1. I'm going to need to use that in a second. So Q2, it was person, student, employee, faculty, staff. Design a class name. Person is 2 derived classes. Person, student class, define the status as a constant. An employee, office salary and date hired. Have a my date, a faculty member in the office, hours and rank, staff member title. And then finally, I wasn't quite sure because he used a 2-string method. I don't know if that was a mistake, but it says override the output method for each class and display the class name and the person. It's his name. So we'll go here. This one was super tedious, and in Japanese it's mendakusai. So it was super mendakusai, but we have our date class here. So this creates my date, similar to what we did in the other one, but it just has the raw time with time t, buffer, it account create right here, and it just says when the person started. So the account was created. This is literally my code from the other time. I just transported it over, and you can see it's the same thing, but as he asked for, it's my date. So we go here. This is our emulator for class status for constants. So you have freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. And then you have my first class, which is person, which you have these protected, name, address, phone number, and email. Here's obviously the person, and then it will output. It has an output method for name and person, because that's the name of the class. For student, here we are. It has the same thing. It has public person, it calls it in, then it prints out the name and the person. For employee, does the same thing. Office, output, name, employee, office, salary, date hired, which is up there. Again, we don't call any of these things really, except for the name and the employee. Based off of this, just draw the UL, write the program that creates a person, employee, and invokes the string methods. So the string methods should just print out the class name and the person, which is employee, and then their name, which is right there, that variable. So faculty has our office hours and rank right here. Cool. Staff has title, which is all that fun stuff, plus calling the employee. That's the same thing for faculty as well. Sorry, I should have pointed that out. There's employee right there as well. Boom. Then you void output staff. And then finally, I did make them all Jeff, just for my own sake. But yeah, Jeff 1, Jeff 2, Jeff 3, Jeff 4. And they all have different things attached to them based off of their arguments. But what we only care about is the output of their name and what class they are in. So you got a lot of Jeffs in different jobs. Person, student, employee, faculty, staff. Boom. And there you go. That's Q2. File, save. All right, well, I hope you have a great day.